Hello, and welcome to BizRun. This is the third video in a series called Leave and Time Off Management, where we will give you an in-depth view of the module and instruction in BizRun. We encourage you to watch all the videos in order, then go back to rewatch and use as reference the videos that apply to your organization. In the last video, we talked about time off types, how to enable them, and set up any annual rollover or allocation policies when applicable. In these next few videos, we will introduce you to time off accruals, what they are, how they are used, the different time off accrual types, how each of them work, and a few examples of each of them in action and even working together to help manage your organization's leave and time off in BizRun. Time off accruals are applied to the time off types in BizRun. So as your people take leave or time off, BizRun will know and be able to let you and your people know how much time off they have remaining at any given time. To help you better understand accruals, you can think of BizRun as a car, and the leave and time off management module as the car's motor. One of the things that make a car's motor and ultimately the car run is gasoline. Accruals in this analogy is the gasoline that makes the module run. Just like in the case for cars, the type and amount of gasoline will determine how far a car will run. The same goes for accruals in BizRun. The type and amount of accruals will be used to calculate and determine how much time a person will have to take leave or time off. First, let's start out by showing where accruals are set, then introduce you to the different types of time off accruals currently available in BizRun. The best way to see this is to go to a person's profile, person gear, next to their name, personal info, their time off accrual tab, then click the Add New button. From here, click on the drop-down for accrual type. Then you'll see the different types listed. Rate in hours per year, balance, adjustment, and hours earned per hour worked. The rate time off accrual type is one of the most commonly used by BizRun clients. We're going to focus on the rate hours per year accrual type in this video, then go through each of the others in the next 3 videos. As mentioned earlier, accruals are applied to time off types. To apply them on this form, click the drop-down button for time off type. If you recall from the previous video, we enabled the paid time off, sick illness, and vacation time off types. Let's apply this accrual to the paid time off type by selecting it. Let's go through an example of a rate to better understand what it means and how it works. A rate of 80 hours per year with an effective date of January 1st, 2021 means that a person will accrue or earn a total of 80 hours by the end of the year. The 80 hours are actually broken up and accrued or allotted in daily increments. In other words, if a given year has 365 days, like 2021, the person will earn 1/365th of 80, or 0.219 hours, every single day of the calendar year. To help you visualize this, let's take a look at a spreadsheet. The first row in the spreadsheet are column headings that list every single day in 2021. The second row shows the daily accrual of 0.219 hours. The third row shows the cumulative, or the sum of the hours, at the end of the day. You can see that on January 1st, Callie earned 0.219 hours. Since she started off with nothing at the beginning of the day, her total at the end of the day was 0.219 hours. On January 2nd, Callie earned another 0.219 hours, and at the end of the day, that 0.219 was added to the 0.219 hours accrued from the day before, and now the day end cumulative hours is 0.438 hours. So, the daily accrual is added to the previous day's cumulative hours or balance. This happens for January 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and so on and so on. If we go all the way to the far right of the spreadsheet to see the cumulative hours at the end of the year, and assuming Callie didn't take any time off throughout the year, on December 31st, 2021, Callie would have accumulated a total of 80 hours. Beyond December 31st, 2021, you can see that Callie continues to accrue at the rate of 80 hours per year, and the daily accrual continues to be added to the previous day's balance. To help you further understand and visualize accruals in BizRun, we'll go through a couple more examples. This example will show you how a person's cumulative or calculated balance is affected by a change in the accrual rate. Let's go to Hilda's profile. When we go to her Personal Info Time Off Accrual tab, like Callie's in the previous example, Hilda has an accrual entry for paid time off with a rate of 80 hours per year, effective January 1st, 2021. You'll notice that she also has another accrual entry for paid time off with a rate of 120 hours per year, effective January 1st, 2022. This is considered a change of rate that is also common for organizations whose paid time off policy rewards employees of longer tenure to accrue more time off. So what these entries mean is Hilda starts earning paid time off at a rate of 80 hours per year starting January 1st, 2021. Then on January 1st, 2022, she will be earning at a rate of 120 hours per year, which is equivalent to 1/365th of 120 or 0.329 hours per day. Again, to help you visualize this, let's take a look at a spreadsheet. This time we'll show both Callie and Hilda on the same spreadsheet so we can compare their calculated daily balances. You can see that on January 1st, both Hilda and Callie earned 0.219 hours. Since they both started off with nothing, both of their end of day balance totals were 0.219 hours. If we fast forward and go to the far right of the spreadsheet to see the cumulative hours at the end of the year, and assuming neither of them take any time off throughout the year, on December 31st, 2021, both Hilda and Callie would have accumulated a total of 80 hours. Now, since Hilda's rate increases on January 1st, 2022, but Callie's rate remains the same, you can see the difference between their day-end calculated balances. On January 6, 2022, Callie's day-end balance is 81.315 hours, while Hilda's is 81.973 hours. That's about a half an hour more time off for Hilda. If we fast forward even more and go even further right of the spreadsheet to see the cumulative hours at the end of year 2022, assuming neither of them take any time off throughout the 2 years, and they are able to keep or roll over unused hours, on December 31st, 2022, Callie would have accumulated a total of 160 hours. That's 80 hours from 2021 added to another 80 hours accrued in 2022. On the same date, Hilda would have accumulated a total of 200 hours. That's 80 hours from 2021 added to 120 hours accrued due to the rate increase in 2022. So that's what changing the rate or adding an increased time off accrual entry will do for a person's calculated balance. Now, as yet another example, let's say Callie, instead of starting off with 0 hours of paid time off accumulated at the beginning of 2021, she starts off with 40 hours that she perhaps may have earned in 2020. In other words, Callie started off with a 40-hour balance at the beginning of the day on January 1st, which was essentially her previous day's cumulative total or balance. Just like in the previous examples, as long as her accrual rate is set at 80 hours per year, she will still earn 0.219 hours every day, and it will be added to the previous day's balance, which in this case is 40 hours. And the total of that sum is the cumulative total or calculated balance at the end of the day. In this case, the calculated balance at the end of the day on January 1st is 40.219 hours. Again, she will continue to accrue at that rate on a daily basis, and her balance or amount of time off she can take is calculated the same way until something changes. Hopefully by now, you have gained a good understanding of accruals, and more specifically, the rate hours per year time off accrual type and how it is used to calculate time off balances in BizRun. While the spreadsheets we use in the examples may help you visualize what BizRun's Leave and Time Off module is doing behind the scenes, running reports like the Time Off Balance Report will give the information that will help you and your people make decisions about taking leave and time off. Let's go back into BizRun to briefly walk through the Time Off Balance Reports. This report can be run for anyone in BizRun. This includes anyone in the Launchpad, as well as people who have been terminated. They can be accessed in a few different ways. As a system or time and attendance administrator, you can run the report by going to Reports, Time and Attendance, then Time Off Balance Report. When that's clicked, a window pops up. From here, you have the option of either running the reports for all active and inactive or terminated people, or for a specific person and perhaps anyone reporting to them. As an example, let's run it for Callie by selecting the Search for a Person option, then type her name in the Person field. Since we only want to see her balance, we'll enter 0 for levels of subordinates. Next, select a date for time off as of January 1st, 2021. Then click Run Report. After a few seconds, the results will display, and if you remember from the very first example of the spreadsheet, her day end balance on January 1st, 2021 was 0.219 hours. Again, that's based on an 80 hours per year accrual rate. Let's run it again for a different date, like January 16th, 2021. The day end calculated balance of 3.507 shows for January 16th. Notice another value shows under the column called Projected Time Off Remaining through December 31st, 2021. It currently shows 80. This information is useful because it shows the amount of hours that Callie would have accrued by the end of the year. Again, this is taking into account that she hasn't or will not take any time off in 2021. As another example, let's say that Callie requested time off later in 2021. She had requested 8 hours off for May 28th, and the request was approved. Another way that a system or time and attendance administrator, and even Callie for herself, can run a time off balance report is from Callie's Personal Info, Time and Attendance tab. Once the Time Off Balance Report button is clicked, the Time Off Balance window will pop up, showing her calculated balance as of today. The date that the report runs for is defaulted to today's date. To run the report for another day, simply select a date for the Time Off As Of field. Let's run it for the same day as the previous example, January 16th. Then click Run Report. After a few seconds, the results will display. If you remember, the day end calculated balance for January 16th was 3.507 hours. And here it shows it still is. Callie's approved time off request is in May, so those 8 hours do not get subtracted from this day's end balance. However, now you'll notice that the projected time off remaining through 12/31/2021 shows 72 hours instead of 80. The difference of 8 hours accounts for the time off in May. So, as Callie, or any other person in the organization, takes or even plans to take time off, BizRun will know and be able to let the right people know how much time off they have remaining at any given time. By running reports like the Time Off Balance Report, BizRun can help you and your people make important decisions and manage leave and time off. And that's how you set up Time Off Accrual Types, and taking a deeper look into the rate, hours per year, accrual type in BizRun. Be sure to check out our next video in the Leave and Time Off Management Instructional Series, where we will be discussing the next Time Off Accrual type, hours earned per hour worked. Hope this helps. Thank you for watching.